I confess that my breakdown between your mother and I has caused emotional unbalance in the family.
Most of the time, I don't like my family. Everyone in my family.
Take a breath.
Everybody. I feel like I'm angry at everybody in my family. I don't like my family. If they weren't my family, it wouldn't be my.
All right, Hunty. So apparently Ashley, one of the Braxton's nieces, just cracked open a vault full of long-buried family trauma. And now we're all dragged into it. Because Chili, the ex-husbands are stepping forward and spilling everything they witness inside that Braxton household. These men say the sisters are carrying generational trauma, like it's a designer bag, and they mean that from the depths of their souls. Even Tony's ex-husband, Carrie Lewis, has entered the chat, giving a full breakdown of how Tony allegedly used her sisters as stepping stones to elevate her career. He's also serving all the tea on why the sisters, especially Tamar and Tawanda, can barely stand to be in the same room.
Well, Tamar, you had me thinking I was crazy too. I see, you know what? It felt like a surviving Tamar moment. They always talk about how, women is being mentally abused and physically abused. Men get mentally and physically abused too. Cause she just socked me in my jaw before. You feel me? And I'm sure Jeremy and before and got their head cracked. Okay? And them gas station pills, yeah, you gotta do something to stay afloat,
Now look, every family has dysfunction. We get that. But the Braxtons, they took dysfunction to a whole other level. And to understand how the sister dynamic turned into the disaster we see today, we have to go back to the root. Evelyn and Michael Braxton Sr., everything came crashing down when Ashley finally spoke her truth about having an inappropriate relationship with one of her aunt's husbands. The family's response, both then and now, said everything. Ashley was just 16 years old, a literal child, yet the blame was placed entirely on her. The family distanced themselves like she had done something wrong. She felt so isolated and abandoned that she moved to another country just to escape. And after she shared her story on TikTok, did the family rally around her? Absolutely not. According to Ashley, out of all her aunties, only Tamar reached out.
Known and let it be clear that as I am in this journey and in this process, and as I'm healing and trying to understand all of this stuff, that it feels really good to have a family member behind.
Tamar liked Ashley's post and reconnected, reportedly because she had been distancing herself as well while dealing with eerily similar trauma. But what about the rest of the family? Nothing. No calls. No texts. No DMs. You'd think Grandma Evelyn would be outraged over what happened to her granddaughter, but silence. Ashley even revealed that her own father, Mikey, sent her a cease and desist letter, threatening legal action if she went public. That's nasty. Period. And what's most telling is how focused they are on silencing her instead of healing and bringing her back into the family. And Ashley isn't the only one. When Tamar came forward about being inappropriately touched as a child, her own sisters basically dismissed her, saying it was her truth, not the truth, which we all know means they didn't believe her. They cared more about Tamar, not calling them first, than about her trauma.
Well, first of all, I was very disappointed in finding out via social media because our family is closer than that. And to have someone else regurgitate that story to us. Well, or I can only speak for me. Right. But for someone else to tell me the story of something that happened to my own family is very disheartening.
Aside from Tamar, Tracy, and Ashley, there's no telling how many others may have experienced similar trauma growing up. And Mama Evelyn may have known. She reportedly never allowed Tamar to publicly name her abuser, choosing to protect the offender over her own daughter. The sisters' issues traced directly back to their parents. Michael Sr. abandoned the family after the divorce and married his mistress. Evelyn ended up hospitalized, leaving Tony, who was barely grown herself, to step into a parental role. When Tony's career took off, She also became responsible for managing her sister's paths in the industry.
My sister Tracy is the one who said to me, Tony, you know, when you make it, you can help us come on. So I always try to abide that. But the responsibility of it is so heavy for me. I feel I can never live my life. And I never used to say it. I never used to say anything to anybody.
At the time, Toni was competing against legends like Mariah Carey and Whitney Houston. And while Toni has a beautiful voice, she wasn't out singing those powerhouses. So she brought in Tamar as her secret weapon. It was Tamar who truly elevated Toni's sound on those records. Tawanda became Toni's personal assistant, and Trina sang background vocals. But when Tamar started wanting her own spotlight, the cracks became impossible to ignore. Their girl group couldn't function because the sisters were constantly at odds. Then Tamar got with Vince, who secured them a reality show. Tawanda believed the show would benefit everyone, but Tamar emerged as the breakout star, landing a solo career, spin-offs, and a daytime talk show. According to Tawanda's ex-husband Andre, that's when resentment really took root.
You felt guilty because you know how you've been acting, and however, excuse me, let me finish because I let you talk. Thank you. I will, and I will, and I will, and yes. So, and then you decided that you wanted to say something, like you just couldn't let him say something nice about me.
Do you think you've been the same exact person?
He does.
No, I'm asking you. Do you think that you've
I
been
know
the
I'm.
same?
I know I'm the same.
I'm
motif.
asking. Do you think that you've
I'm answering.
been?
I have been the same motif.
So you
When
are.
you're not my Thor type.
So you are.
Nor am I afraid of you. So don't talk to me like that, okay?
Hilarious.
Every time we get together.
Andre claims Tawanda, and Trina blamed Tamar for the group's failure and held on to that bitterness like it was a full-time job. Tawanda was married to Andre, who didn't work, leaving her to carry the financial burden alone for years. Things spiraled so badly that Tawanda faced criminal charges for forgery and theft, followed by a fraud case involving her landlord. Tracy struggled financially as well, with the landlord publicly calling her and Kevin Sr. out on Instagram for unpaid rent. Andre says Toni and Tamar did help financially at times, but it wasn't done with love. Toni allegedly acted like a diva, and Tamar had intense mood swings. As the most successful sisters, they treated the others like servants whenever help was requested, tearing down their self-esteem and seemingly enjoying the power imbalance. Evelyn allegedly sided with Toni and Tamar because they had the money and fame.
Andre's a writer. He basically sits home and writes books, his own books. And he takes care of the kids, which is great. Except for one thing, he's not out selling any of his books, which means I have to take care of the household because he's not bringing any money in.
I don't like some of the things you do, true. Basically, I feel like I married my mother. And I didn't like my mother. I loved her to death. But I didn't like her.
That competitiveness spilled into their marriages, too. They could get men to marry them, but couldn't make it last. Their mother's bitterness played a major role in none of the sisters maintaining long-term marriages. Tawanda's current partner seems to be there for the perks. She's clearly more invested than he is. Toni had a messy divorce, and rumors about Birdman allegedly swinging both ways caused tension. Gabe consistently disrespected Trina, who then jumped straight into another chaotic relationship with Vaughn. Tamar has been married and divorced 3 times. Tracy forgave Kevin Sr. for allegedly having a child outside their marriage, but when she passed, she left everything to her son, not Kevin, and he's still bitter about it.
I mean, they have love, and look at them. I'm just saying. She's in love. I'm just saying.
You're just saying what?
I'm just saying they have love, and look at them. It's always something, for God's sake.
What do you mean, look?
Every man cheats except for President Obama, because if he cheated, then everybody would have known about it before he was president.
That's right.
People continue to expose the deep dysfunction within the Braxton family. And honestly, I'm grateful I didn't grow up in a household where parents were treated as untouchable gods. The Braxtons are deeply damaged because of their parents, period. Very little about this situation is black and white. It's all messy, and everyone has valid points. But the true root of the problem is Mama E. Evelyn. If she would take accountability and acknowledge the harm she caused, real healing could begin. The more I reflect on the Braxtons, the darker and more toxic their energy feels. But what do y'all think? Drop your thoughts in the comments, hit that like button, and subscribe. I'll see you in the next video. Fam.
Tracy Braxton said checkmate in real life. Left everything to her son. The cheating husband gets nothing. My girl was moving in stealth mode in complete silence, had the lawyer come and record her final wishes before her health started to decline so that it couldn't be contested. May we all learn and aspire to be Tracy Braxton.